Happy October, Rams! Welcome to our fang-tastic Halloween show of CTV Cooks. I'm Tri Young.
And I'm Zeya Hiley. In today's episode, we head to the pumpkin patch to find the perfect pumpkin to cook with. And you'll find out which local coffee shops I highly recommend.
And before you fill your stomach with sugary sweets, I have a hearty Vietnamese recipe to share with you. Then we'll go straight to the lab to test out a bizarre Halloween party drink.
So sit back, relax, and grab a spooky snack, because we're about to sink our teeth right into the show. Do you have extra meal swipes from the dining hall that you don't ever seem to go through? Well, there's actually a solution being made that allows students to donate their extra meals to the CSU Food Bank. Rams Against Hunger, the food bank on campus, is working to start their meal swipe program called the Day of Giving back up again. Students can donate up to 2 of their unused meal swipes each week. Once donated, your meal swipes will actually be used to buy non-perishable food and supply this food bank. This is a great opportunity to give back to the CSU community and combat food insecurity. They're currently accepting volunteers and donations.
With COVID-19 still lingering about our community, local farms have seen a decrease in activities and engagement this season. Smaller farms that have been here for generations, such as the Bartels farm, have realized a difference in the number of people coming out to celebrate for Halloween. Since they don't advertise, it is trusted in the community to find this hidden gem. Due to this, they are pressured to give up their land in exchange for money. The Bartels' idea, however, is to keep this space open for as long as possible and see families enjoy themselves for generations to come.
If you are gearing up for some fall-themed cooking this weekend like I am, you have plenty of options of local Fort Collins pumpkin patches to visit for fresh pumpkins. Something from the Farm, a local pumpkin patch right off of Timberline Road, has a fantastic assortment of giant pumpkins that are great for carving, and of course some specialty pumpkins to cook with. We spoke with the owner, John Dory, about what kind of pumpkins he recommends for all of your fall recipes.
Well, a pumpkin is a squash. They're all squash, and a pumpkin is specifically a winter squash. And a typical pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin that you'd cook with or that you'd carve, you can eat, but it's a little stringier and it's just not as sweet. But a pumpkin like a Cinderella, I should say a winter squash, like a Cinderella, or we call it a little peanut pumpkin. It's kind of pink with a bunch of warts on it. The meat or the flesh of those are considerably sweeter.
If your mouth is watering right now, you are not alone. Later in the show, Tri will actually show us a unique recipe that he made with a pumpkin straight from the patch.
That's all of the food news we have for you this month. But don't worry, we've got more spooky content coming up.
After the break, you'll see what fall drink from Fort Collins I highly recommend. Stay tuned.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Welcome back to CTV Cooks. Now, I love a good warm fall drink. I mean, as a college student, who doesn't, right? Well, if you're a coffee shop fanatic like myself, you will enjoy this edition of Highly Recommended. This week, I traveled all around Fort Collins to find the most delicious fall drink of the season. I visited 5 local Fort Collins coffee shops and tried the seasonal drinks from each one. Let's check it out.
Today, I wanted to explore Fort Collins and try out some local coffee shops during the fall season. For my first stop, I visited Momo Lolo Coffee Shop, which is located on Elizabeth Street right off of College Avenue. They didn't have any drinks that were exclusively for the fall season, but they did have one new drink with fall flavors that was created by one of the baristas.
Alright, so I just got back from Momo Lolo's coffee shop, and they actually have a fall-themed drink that was made by one of the baristas called the Marley. And this drink has cinnamon, ginger, and white chocolate, so let's give it a try. This is very good. It warms my heart. It's like a really nice warm drink. It's super sweet, so it doesn't have a lot of that like strong coffee taste if you're not a fan of that. But I really think this is delicious. I like the fall vibes that it gives me.
For my next stop, I headed on campus to try a student classic, Morgan's Grind Coffee Shop. The shop is right inside the library, and they had 4 unique fall drinks perfect for any student cramming during midterm season.
I'm here at Morgan's Grind Coffee, and they had a lot of options for fall drinks for me to try, but I decided to go with the Secret Garden drink. Now this drink is a jasmine tea, and it comes with lavender and blackberry syrup in it. So I'll go ahead and give it a try. It's still a little bit hot, but it is very sweet, and it has a very robust smell of like the lavender. I think that's what stands out the most is the lavender, but the blackberry is pretty subtle. It's not a very tart drink. I'm used to some tart teas, but this one is not tart at all. I don't know if I would choose it over a coffee necessarily, but it is really up to preference. So for me, I might have liked the coffees better, but this is not bad for a very interesting and unique fall tea flavor.
Next up, I took a trip to Alley Cat Coffee, one of the coolest coffee shops for students in Old Town. This place is open all the way until midnight, so us crazy college students can study super late and grab a fall drink with our homework.
I just got out of Alley Cat Cafe, and they don't have any specifically fall-themed drinks, but the barista recommended for me to try the pumpkin chai shake. So this has house-brewed pumpkin spice chai in it, and then also has a mix of vanilla ice cream. So let me give it a shot. This is really good. It's very cold. It has a lot of the ice cream in there. It's definitely a shake. It's a very unique drink, so it's not like a coffee or anything. If you're tired of the pumpkin spice lattes, maybe this will be a good one for you. But the presentation of it is really nice as well. They have like a sprinkle of cinnamon on top. The pumpkin flavor is very good, but it's not too overpowering. It's very subtle. And yeah, this is just really refreshing if it's like a hotter day kind of in the fall. I think this would be a great option for you to try.
For my 4th coffee shop of the list, I visited Mug's Coffee Shop, right behind the Oval at CSU. This place was very cozy inside, and they also had a wide variety of special fall drinks for the season.
So this drink is called the Harvester, and it has white chocolate mocha in it with pumpkin and cinnamon. So let me give it a sip. It's very good. I can definitely taste the pumpkin. There's a little bit of like an undertone of spice. And the cinnamon as well really makes it a little bit sweeter, which is good. Maybe if you need something to wake you up in the morning, this would be a good coffee for you to try. I really like the white chocolate mocha. It kind of reminds me of the one I had at Momo Lolo. So I think this is a really good fall drink. It does give me those fall vibes, which I really like.
Last but not least, I visited Harbinger Coffee, which is located off of College Avenue on Mulberry Street. This place was pretty high-end, and the atmosphere here was very cozy.
I'm here at Harbinger Coffee, and they actually did have one fall drink for me to try, and that is the caramel apple latte. So this is hot caramel apple cider with your choice of milk mixed into a latte. So let me give it a try and see how it tastes. This is interesting. It has a lot of interesting flavors. You can really taste like the apple in there, which is interesting. The cinnamon on top does give it a very flavorful like apple cinnamon kind of vibe. This is very refreshing if you're like cold in the morning maybe and you want something to kind of pick you up a little bit. The art on the top of it was very beautiful. They did a good job of preparing it. It came with a nice little cup of water as well, so the presentation was beautiful. This one is really good if you're looking for something a little bit fancier maybe. It's a very good latte to start your morning off with. That was a lot of fall drinks to try, but I'm sure you're wondering which one was my favorite. Well, without further ado, I would highly recommend the Marley from Momo Lolo Coffee Shop. This was the first drink I tried, and it was without a doubt my personal favorite. This white chocolate mocha with cinnamon and ginger is sure to warm you up on a cool fall evening, and it has the perfect balance of sugar and coffee to give you that nice caffeine boost. Personally, I'm not a regular coffee drinker, but this drink was absolutely delicious. And the fact that it was made by the barista Marley herself just makes it feel even more special. If you want to try this drink out, Momo Lolo Coffee Shop is located right off of College Avenue on Elizabeth Street. Well, that was my highly recommended pick for the month, but the show is not over yet. Stay tuned because after the break, Tree will give you his tasty discovery of the month.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. Tonight, I will show you an authentic home-cooked meal from my homeland. first recipe I would like to show you is sautéed corn with dried shrimp. It is a classic Vietnamese street food. It is a food that hits home for me. I started out by first soaking the dried shrimp in water for about 15 minutes. Then I sliced the corn, washed them, and boiled for about 1 to 2 minutes. With some green scallions, I cut off the head and chopped up the rest to be used for later. In a medium pan, drizzle any type of cooking oil just enough to cover the top and turn up the heat to 5 or 6. After the shrimp has been soaked, they should be softened and ready to be sautéed. Add in a little bit of green scallions and shrimp, stir fried for about 2 minutes. Corn will now be added along with a dash of sugar. For the salt, a tip would be to have some water for a salt mixture so that it may spread evenly. Add in butter. The amount is up to you. I will just go with 2 tablespoons. It is important to add butter towards the end so that the aromatic smell remains. Add the rest of the scallion and serve. Let's now move on to our second recipe, a hearty Vietnamese pumpkin soup. For this, I first started by marinating ground pork with salt, chicken stock powder, and sugar. Let this sit for about 20 minutes. While that is marinating, I picked out a pumpkin. Skinned it, gutted, and slice them into small bite-sized squares. Now, finely chop 3 to 4 cloves of garlic along with a few green scallion heads. This will be used to stir fry the ground pork as a base for the soup.
There we go.
In a large pot, drizzle any type of cooking oil in and place the heat on high. The scallion head goes in with the garlic and ground pork. To make sure that the ground pork doesn't clump together, I quickly separate them while frying. Once the pork looks less pink, about 6 to 8 cups of water is added in and put to a boil. Add in our pumpkin squares and continue to boil. The broth will slowly produce some foam. Make sure to skim that out to keep the soup clear. We don't want the soup to look murky or else it wouldn't taste as good. Once the pumpkin is soft, the soup is done. Add in the rest of the green scallions and garnish with parsley. Stay tuned after the break, because we will be brewing up a tasty potion.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back from the break. Today, Tree and I are going to show you how to make an easy, spooky-themed drink to impress all of your friends this Halloween. And the best part, we're going to use live worms. Now, Tree's going to come in here. He has quite the outfit on, so you're going to have to watch out for this. He's almost ready. Come on over here.
Oh
my gosh, look at this
got it
hat.
all on.
It looks fantastic. Do you feel like a real chef now?
Well, I'm half there. I never went to culinary school, so.
I mean, did any of us, honestly? Let's go ahead and get started. So for this recipe, we are going to be using some Peeps. We're going to use Sprite as well, and then we're going to use real worms.
And some Pop Rocks.
Yeah, Pop Rocks. You down to eat real worms?
I'm down to actually eat real worms, but not for tonight.
Okay, well, good, because I'm not ready to eat the real worms. So we actually have gummy worms, of course. But this is a very fun drink for you to make if you're going to do a sort of party with your friends, something that will just spice up your party and make it very impressive. So the first thing we're actually going to do is grab our Pop Rocks. So here, I'll give you some here.
I will have this.
And we're going to add the Pop Rocks to the bottom of the glass.
You want to do all of it?
I'm going to do like maybe half of this, because I've heard if you mix Pop Rocks and soda, it explodes. So I'm going to just be very gentle with this. I'll do about half of it.
I will be the experimental route and go straight the full thing.
You're going the full thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add a little bit more. So we've got green spooky Pop Rocks here to give it that little like interesting vibe in the bottom of the drink. And then I'll go ahead and add in some Sprite.
Here, I'll start helping by putting some of the straws in.
Woo!
Oh.
She's exploding. Okay, there we go. So we got the Sprite. I'm going to pour some of it into here. So the base of this drink is Sprite, and then we're basically going to add some spooky little decorations to it.
Yep, so I'm just putting this Peep right onto the straw.
Oh, it looks so nice. We have a little pumpkin on the straw. All right, do you want me to pour you some Sprite?
Please. See, look, the Pop Rocks are
popping.
going off.
Oh, it's so cool. Okay, let me add in some more over here. And the Sprite actually turns green, which is really cool. So it gives you extra like spooky, it spices up your drink even more. All right, I'll give you a little more Sprite as well.
I've never made this drink before, but you know what? I'm quite excited to see you have a taste.
Yeah, me too. If I came to a party and they had like these fancy drinks, I would be so excited. All right, you've got our straws ready, Tree?
Yep, I do.
They look so cute. We've got little pumpkins. And they also have these little Frankenstein ones too. So if you want to spice it up, you can have some orange ones and some green ones. So here, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here and stir it up.
I like how it's just still popping around. It's
still
not
popping.
stopping.
And it turns green. Okay, and then the next thing we can also do is add in some gummy worms. So you can either drop them into the drink, so I'm going to add a few in there. And then you can also put them around the sides.
I'll drop some in.
There we go. Look at this. This is so impressive.
What kind of cocktail is it?
I'm excited to see how it tastes with the Pop Rocks in there, honestly. All right, do you want to do our final reveal of them? Oh my gosh.
Got it.
Happy Halloween. All right, I'm going to try it.
That's not bad at all.
It's not. It really just tastes like Sprite. I want to try to get some of the Pop Rocks in here.
I think that's extremely sugary. But the Pop Rocks are still going inside.
Yep. When I drink it, a little bit of the Pop Rocks came through, and they're still popping.
How are the worms that are submerged under there?
Oh yeah, I gotta try a worm too. The worms are good. They're interesting. They're pretty good with the Sprite. Like I'm gonna dip it in the Sprite a little bit. You like it?
It's not too bad. Yeah.
It's honestly a good combination. Like the Pop Rocks kind of give it a little bit of like a green apple flavor with the Sprite.
I think you have to dip the Peep in there too.
Dip the Peep, yeah. Take the Peep for a dunk.
I'm just really having diabetes now. By the time I grow older, so
this will just add to it. Tree, this is almost like too good to be true. I feel like you couldn't have made this drink by yourself.
I think this idea is just amazing in a sense because it's Halloween, and so I kind of wanted to spice things up and not keep it regular like pumpkin shake. Although the coffee package you made was fantastic, and so this one just adds on to it.
Yeah, for sure. So there's no one else like helping you out with this under your hat or anything? Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, well, let's see. These are very good. Do you like the combination of all the things together?
It's not entirely the worst or like of the sweets, but I would say Don't have too much of it.
Yeah, I feel like it would definitely make your stomach hurt if you drank more than one of these, but they're absolutely delicious as they are. So yeah, that is all the bone-chilling, spellbinding, and foodie tricks and treats that we have for you tonight.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't miss tomorrow night's news broadcast right here on CTV Channel 11. Have a safe Halloween weekend, Rams.